Unit number 6, Written Communication, Reports. Unit Overview. Reports and proposals are the most important form of written communication. If we say the success of any business depends on reports and proposals, it will not be wrong. Timely and accurate information always help the management in decision-making process that can only be generated through reports, where a proposal also helps the decision-makers to track the business in right directions. This unit explains in detail the importance of reports and proposals in business. Objectives. After studying this unit, you will be able to prepare reports and proposals, explain the different types of reports, and tell the significance of reports and proposals in the business world. Introduction to reports. Report is the form of written communication. In business, written reports provide information for the management to form judgments and make decisions. A business report is an orderly presentation and an objective communication of factual information which serves some business purposes. An orderly presentation of report requires careful presentation. By objective, we mean that it should be unbiased. An objective does not mean that it should be persuasive, but it means that the approach should be based on facts. In short, report is factual information. It puts ideas in concrete form, brings together pertinent information, focuses attention, and stimulates action. It is based on facts, not on fictions. From the writer's point of view, reports serve as the evidence of work done. They are therefore an especially important means of expression and recognition for anyone whose work is largely meditative, supervisory, administrative, or otherwise intangible. Reports travel all around. They move upward to managers and policy makers, downward to give instruction, guidance, and policy, outward to shareholders, customers, government officials, and general public. Reports may be written or oral. Of course, significant reports are always written. Functions of a business report. A business report performs various functions to help business executives. Some of these functions are: a report helps to understand the problem. It explains the weakness, strength, and difficulties the company is facing. It provides important facts and data. It helps the management to take sound and correct decision. It helps the management to design policies, programs, and procedures. It may be used for training, development, and research. Reports very often suggest remedies or solutions of problems. Reports are useful for overall improvement in business activities. Reports provide feasibility of project or product or service. Reports help in forming and objective thinking. Qualities of well-written reports. The writer of a business report must observe all the principles of good written communication. Thus, the quality of the report depends on the accomplishment of completeness, conciseness, correctness, concreteness, clarity, consideration, and courtesy. Besides these qualities, a good report should have these characteristics. Appropriateness. A good report must be appropriate to the situation. It should be relevant and adapted to the reader's needs. Utility. A report is valued on the basis of its usefulness. Its utility lies in a better and finer decision. Reliability. A report should serve the purpose for which it is written. It should help in overcoming the difficulty and solving the problems. Types of report. Business reports are classified as short and informal reports, long and formal reports. Short and informal reports. The short report may be a brief statement of facts presented on a single page or it may run into a number of pages. It is generally written by people working within the firm, so it is personal and informal in style. It may be submitted in these formats: letter report, memorandum report, and printed form report. People working in the firm have to submit daily, weekly, or monthly reports about progress of work, suggestions, problems, and special assignments. These short and informal reports generally adopt this organizational plan. Terms of reference, investigation procedure adopted, findings and its interpretation, recommendations if any. In order to see sample reports, please consult the reference notes. Long and formal report. Formal reports, being comparatively larger in size and complex in nature, are generally prepared by experts or specialists. These are problem-solving or question-answering reports. Management needs these reports to overcome problems, to make future planning, and to take serious decisions having far-reaching effect on the business prospect of the company. Costly decisions are based on such reports, more particularly if a feasibility is prepared. To keep a formal report readable and easily comprehensible, it must be organized in a proper manner. Generally, a formal report is organized on this pattern. A. Prefatory parts. Title fly, title page, letter of authorization, letter of acceptance, letter of transmittal, table of contents, synopsis or abstract. B. Body of the report. Introduction, text, terminal section which includes conclusions and recommendations. C. Supplementary parts. Appendix, bibliography, glossary or index. Prefatory parts. Title fly or title page. As these two contain almost the same information, often only the title page is used. Sometimes a title fly is also used. Title fly or title page is the cover of the report containing this information: the title of the report, the name of the receiver of the report, the name of the author and the date of submission. The title should be short, interesting, and informative. Letter of authorization. Title fly or title page is followed by a number of letters, the first being the authorization letter. It is written by the initiator of the report writing process to the author, making the offer and setting down the terms and conditions for writing the report, including the date of submission. Letter of acceptance. It is the second letter placed in the report. It is written by the writer of the report to the initiator accepting the offer with thanks and informing him how the writer proposes to accomplish the assignment. Letter of transmittal. It is the third letter in sequence. It is written by the author of the report to the initiator of the report. In this letter, the writer of the report tells the initiator how the assignment has been accomplished. Table of contents. The purpose is to enable the reader to know the organization plan of the report at a glance. Table of contents also helps the reader find out the particular chapter or topic of his interest. In case of a really long report, table of content is very useful. Synopsis or summary abstract. A synopsis or abstract is written after completing the report but is placed in the prefatory section. After going through this part, reading and comprehension of report becomes easier for the reader. Body of report. Body of the report is the heart of the report. It is the main part of the report where the writer has to show his worth. Like any good composition, it must have an introduction of text and conclusion. In the introduction, the writer has to introduce the problem or situation, discuss his investigation procedure. The text should be divided into suitable sections and chapters. Statements in the text should be supported with facts and figures. If visual aids are used in the report, these should be given suitable caption and placed close to the textual reference. Solution of the problem should be discussed in detail. If recommendations be made, these should be objective, unbiased, and free from personal prejudices of the writer. The writer should include suggestion. Supplementary parts. Appendix. It is an important element in the supplementary section. It includes tabulations, newspaper clippings, copies of interviews, statistical data relevant to the reports. Appendix relieves the text from all these lengthy details. Bibliography. It contains the list of sources of information with acknowledgement and thanks, including, of course, the names of the books or articles, authors or writers or year of publication, publisher, etc. Index or glossary. Technical terminologies are often used in reports. Index or glossary may contain difficult words with their meaning and explanation. Introduction to proposals. The word proposal comes from propose, which means suggestion. The proposal is a kind of suggestion to the solution of a problem. It is a written plan from the proposer to the organization facing the respective problem. The proposal provides the organization with the complete detail of the problem, its background, and the procedures to solve the stated problem. These proposals may be solicited and unsolicited. Being a proposer, you have to clearly explain the problem first, such that the reader could have the idea that you can solve the problem well as you better understand the problem. This may draw a good impression of proposal. You seek to get your reader to do something to get your written plan for completing a task. So, you as a proposer have to be very careful about the presentation of the proposal, the simplicity of procedures to complete the task, and the budget of the services provided to solve the problem. As Murphy says, the presentation lies at the heart of proposal writing. The structure of the proposal you write really matters a lot, whether the report is a long proposal or a memo. You may write internal proposals, suggestions that your department can do a good job of completing a project or accomplishing a task for another department. You and your company have to go outside submitting a bid that you are qualified to do something for someone. Thus, the proposal is similar to the recommendation, justification report. Both aim to solve a problem, alter a procedure, find answer to questions, offer advice and services, or conduct research on a topic of interest to both parties. Kinds of proposals. There are two kinds of proposals: research proposals and business proposals. Research proposals. A research proposal is usually academic in nature. This is not practical. It is based on study or an assumption. One thing that is common in both proposals is the problem, which is explained before starting a research or writing a procedure to solve the problem. Most of the research proposals are submitted by the academic institutions. Business proposals. Business proposals may be solicited or unsolicited. Most of the firms know about the individuals and corporations that are qualified to help solve the problem. So the requests for the proposals are through mails or the newspapers. When writing a solicited proposal, you may have to be more careful as there is more competition involved. Pay more attention to the requirements of the solicitors. The problem should be explained clearly. The procedures should be short and simple. You should understand the needed solution well, specific work to be done, or the equipment to be installed, even the format of the proposal, number of the copies desired, deadlines, budget of the services, and also the team of the proposals to solve the required problem. Business proposals might be unsolicited. In these proposals, you have to convince the evaluation committee that you and your firm are qualified to solve this problem successfully. Parts of the proposals. These are the parts of a proposal, whether it is a research proposal or a business proposal. Title page, executive summary, draft contract, table of contents, introduction, background, procedures, equipment and facilities, personnel, budget, and appendices. Title page. The title page of the proposals is almost similar to the title pages of the short and long reports. This page includes the date, title, name of the person or company to whom this proposal is submitted, name of the person or company submitting the proposals. This will make easy for the reader to keep in mind the topic and then evaluate it against its title. Executive summary. Sometimes when an executive is busy, he requires a condensed, concise, accurate statement of what is important in the report. Usually, it contains 1 or 2 pages of the whole report. The busy manager and even those tangentially interested after scanning it can determine whether they want to read further. Draft contract. A draft contract may help the reader to offer a counter-offer. It will help him in estimating the budget figures for the problem solution. In that way, a good impression can be drawn over evaluation committee. Table of contents. Long proposals require table of contents. This will help the reader choose the required topic he is interested in and come to the page he wants to read. This will also draw a good impression on the reader. Introduction. Purpose of the proposal should be in the introduction of the proposal. This will help reader better understand the point of view of the proposer. Then the problem should be explained clearly. The project team should also be introduced, including the project director. Their qualifications and experience will draw good impression over the readers. Background. In long reports, the background is a must. The background of the problem should be discussed with the suggestions to solve the problem. In this, proposer should quote the examples of problems solved in the past related to the topic. The research work and literature on the given topic should be included in the background. Procedure. The procedure of the problem solution will be an interesting thing for the reader, so it should be narrated in a simple manner. There should be no exaggeration in it. Equipment and facilities. If you have solved that sort of problem before, then it will be quite easy for you to give the detail of facilities and equipments required to complete the task. Quote all the equipment you have to solve this problem and also show that you can easily get any other required equipment for the solution of the task. Personnel. Complete information about the individuals involved in that project will make it easy for your reader to select your proposal. High qualifications and experiences will draw good impression over the readers. The budget might be the most important thing for the reader after the explanation of the procedures. Comparatively low budget will make evaluation committee select your proposal. A tabular form should be selected for the budget with a column of explanation of each budget entity. Appendix. Examples, visual aids, and some pertinent letters of support should be included in the end, but the exaggerations are forbidden here. These may cause a negative impression over the readers. Short proposals are normally for short-term tasks or projects. These are normally informal. In this kind of proposal, we find these three parts: letter of transmittal, executive summary, and body of the proposal. In the letter of transmittal, the proposer gives its name, address, date of the submission, and solution for the reader. In the first paragraph, after solution, you have to be thankful to the reader for asking you for the proposal. You try to convince the evaluator by showing your competence and other strengths to solve that specific problem. In the executive summary, you have to include the purpose of the proposal, the explanation of the problem and suggestions to solve this problem. Then the scope of your proposal. This is better to narrate the boundaries of your research work for the solution of the task. Then the project team should also be introduced and experiences of the individuals narrated clearly. Then comes the body of proposal. In this section, you show the scope of services, default contracts, financial details, and similar project labor hours comparisons. The information about the equipment and facilities are also required in the end. Large proposals. The large proposals are quite formal in nature. These include all the parts we have discussed earlier. Proposals are for long-term projects with heavy budget and large project teams. These projects are completed in months or years, and the amount goes in millions or billions of rupees. These proposals are against the requests for these proposals. The organizations or government inform the qualifying firms to solve the problem through newspapers and other print media. The soliciting company reviews all the proposals from the firms and select the best considering all major options for the solution of the problem. Then, these selected firms are asked to give detailed procedures and budgets for the completion of task. The firms, those sent proposals, have to be careful about the general appearance of the proposal, its neatness, specific appearance, title, completeness, and professionalism.